I feel that parenting is is like top tier leadership, like top tier coaching because you you learn how to deal with people. You have to learn how to, you know, you can't just whoop your kid every time to listen. With adults, you can't do that. Like I can't hire an employee, be like, hey, make your phone calls. You can't do that. So, you have to have a elegance to, hey, look, this is the reward. Everybody wants a reward until they see the street, right? That they have to take to get to reward. So most people want the result without the work. So my brother, I think at a young age, just learned, hey, you got to go through this hard shit. And then he started liking the result of the hard shit. And he's like, oh shit, the hard shit ain't bad because look what I get. At 18, I have a car. At 18, I'm a manager. At 19, I'm making six figures. My brother's talented as hell. And he just needed proper guidance, proper coaching, and he was just elevated. He's been making six figures ever since he was 19 years old. Um, I like putting them in certain situations. I think family should always create opportunities for people. You always bring people up. You know what I mean? I don't think that you need to be a gatekeeper for anything. I think people should, if you care about people, you should want them to become better than you. You know, you. I don't think. I think if you're really truly confident, you're not scared of other people being better than you. Like that's true confidence. And I think very few people want you to be better than them. And for me, I think true leadership, you have to be okay, like within yourself, your inner you, that I'm me. I have the gifts that God gave me. I'm going to become my story. Let me pave the way for other people. And if they surpass me, that's awesome, man. I have a story to tell that, hey, somebody came in, learned something, and took off, even higher than me, which is excellence. I think it's very rewarding. I think there's a lot of coaches that do that. I think there's a lot of personal trainers that do that. Um, there's some personal trainers that their client end up fitter than them, you know? And I think it's a high quality. I think you need to be able to accept there's people that are going to be better than you. There's people that have better genetics than you. There's people that are going to make more money than you. I think you need to build yourself like a self-confidence, right? Like an alter ego, and you be happy with yourself. And it'll be suffice. You know what I mean? I think it's suffice. Everybody has different goals. I think if you create your own goals, you're never jealous, you never envy, because those are sins. They're not good characteristics to have. Being jealous of someone you care about, that's never good. It's never gonna lead to success, right? True success, I want to help people win. I think that's why I've been successful. Actually, I truly feel that that's why I've been successful because in personal training, I've wanted my clients to get the best results possible. Like gut me open. I mean it. I want you to eat good, man. I want you to eat healthy. Let me show you what I do. Let me show you how I run. Let me show you how I lift weights. Let me show you my lifestyle so that you could get fit. When I became a gym owner, I didn't hold back. I taught my trainers everything. I gave them all the game. Let me show this is how I call people. This is what I say to people. These are the scripts that I do. These are the phone calls that I make. This is the number. Like I open my planner. I open my planner to them and look, man, look, this is my day to day. This is when I take my daughter to school. This is when I make my phone calls. This is where I train my clients. This is when I go outsourcing. This is when I go knocking on doors. This is where I make and then social media took off. So then I'm like, man, this is where I'm actually making my social media content. This is exactly, I show them, I showed them exactly transparent the work that I did for the results that they wanted. And the trainers that became successful were the ones that did the work. The trainers that didn't become successful, they blamed anything that they could on why they didn't become successful. But they never took a look at themselves at the work that they were running from. I always say, like, if you run from the work, you better hide from the money. You know, you can't, don't get mad at the results you didn't get for work that you didn't put in. So you don't deserve the result because you didn't do the work, right? I feel that a lot of new technology, AI and ads and social media try to cut corners, but in our reality, they're tools to help you polish your skills and strengthen yourself, not to cut corners faster. That will never, I truly believe taking shortcuts will never get you there. I truly believe that hard is the only way to go to success. I think you have to go through hardships. I think you have to go through struggles to become better. When you lift weights to look good, you got to go through pain. I tell my clients, you have 168 hours in a week, and only 4 days you're lifting weights. You got to go through hell. You got to go through pain. You got to hurt. You got to sweat. You got to throw up. You got to, you got to go through it these 4 hours because there's 164 that you're just enjoying. So I feel the exact same in business. You have 168 hours. How many hours are you putting in work? And I go back to I'm old school because I'm an 80s baby, but I'm also new school because I understand the power of social media. I understand the power of AI. I understand these things. But I'm old school in the manners that you have to outsource. I have to get in the trenches with my community. I like getting dirty. I like getting my hands dirty. I want to be in the trenches with people. I like showing people that you have to get your hands dirty. I don't just tell people what to do. I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna show you what to do and then come do it with me. And if you make a mistake, I'm gonna try to figure out how I could help you improve that mistake because no one's perfect. And through my mistakes, I feel a lot of people need to learn through my mistakes even prior to making their own. So um you can't cut corners. You have to get your hands dirty. I'm old school, so I like knocking on people's doors, shaking hands, smile while you talk. I feel like manners that my parents and grandparents taught me are super important in business nowadays. I feel like shaking hands, saying yes, sir, yes, ma'am, no, sir, no, ma'am, opening doors. I think that having charisma and, just being a gentleman, I think wooing people. I think all these things are important in business. I think they're skills that if you don't practice and you don't attempt to improve in, they're gonna, they're gonna kind of like shrink your confidence. So, um, working out, reading books, um, praying, meditating, making your own bed. These are simple things that will boost your confidence. They'll give you dopamine. It's like a drug. It's like the more good things that I do, simple things, make my bed, work out, read, exercise, be grateful, listen to something positive, like put whatever you put in. It's like music. If you listen to music about bad stuff, there's power in the tongue. So there's bad stuff that you're gonna attempt. So scrolling, whatever you watch, if you're scrolling on, you know, just trash, like dump truck, garbage, you know, then your brain is absorbing that. So a lot of times is not your content that you watch, is what do you put in, what are you telling your phone to watch? So you don't want to just kind of put bad stuff into your brain. The music you listen to, what you watch, TVs, whatever shows you're at, everything, what you eat, you become, you consume, you know? It's like whatever you're watching every single time you're gonna become that. So I think that's super important. I think Well, I know for a fact that the more good activities that I do, the better results that keep happening in my life. I think I always check myself from the neck up. I think you're the number one critic and the number one supporter you need to have, because no one is going to do the work for you. People could guide you, but they're not going to do it for you.